Hi, this is James Gordon here with the fourth book in the James Bond series. The book I'll be talking about today, Diamonds Are Forever. This book was originally published by Jonathan Cape in March 26, 1956. This Triad Panther edition is from 1982. I did not enjoy this fourth novel in the James Bond series. I found the plot just really boring, and it was kind of just a breeze for James Bond. Like, he hardly struggles in his mission while trying to bust a diamond smuggling operation within the story. I didn't like any of the characters in the story. They felt flat and boring. I really didn't find the plot all that interesting. And despite the little moments of like action we get towards the end of the book, like a short car chase in Las Vegas, and then um, a kind of little action sequence in this ghost town in Nevada, and a short climax at the end of the book. But overall, I really found this book really boring. I really did not like it at all. Definitely say this is one of the weaker entries in the James Bond series, and the other issues I have with this book. All right, on to the book review. Plot: after relaxing in France for 2 weeks from the events of Moonraker and getting bored towards the end of his holiday, MI6 secret agent James Bond returns for a difficult mission from his boss M. Before briefing him on the mission, M has James learn all about gemstones, mostly diamonds, and explains what the job is. England has a long history of mining in Africa, and its top seller in diamonds against the United States. However, smugglers have been stealing these valuable gemstones, which is causing mining companies to lose millions of pounds every year. MI5 has been unsuccessful of busting this smuggling ring, as it's believed that the gemstones are being transferred from Sierra Leone to the United States. M wants James to infiltrate the smuggler ring by taking the place of Peter Franks, a burglar turned diamond smuggler, and gaining the trust of Tiffany Case, a criminal who doesn't know the identity of Frank, so James will take his place and pose as a gemstone smuggler while finding who runs this operation and shut it down. With the aid of the police, they are able to arrest Franks, allowing James to take his place. James meets Tiffany as she explains how the operation works, as it's being operated by mob boss, the Spallone mob, along with the two brothers, Jack Spun and Serafimo Spain. James tells Tiffany his plans to smuggle the diamonds from London to New York inside a golf bag. Once they reach the Ritz Hotel, they are to wait for Shady Tree to tell them the next set of instructions, and has contacts that will help bypass customs to ensure none of the diamonds are discovered, along with Q getting the stuff James needs. Once in New York City, James is taken to Shady Tree to look at the gemstones. Shady tells the hunchback to cut open the golf balls in half, along with unscrewing the clubs to get at the diamonds. Pleased with his work, Shady pays James and wants him to bet money on a horse named Shy Smile at the Saratoga race course. While there, James happens to bump into his friend Felix Litter with a hook for a hand. He is now working as a Pinkerton private detective as he's investigating a crooked horse racing ring. He also owns a souped-up black Studebaker with a Cadillac V8 engine. James explains why he's here, with Felix giving him information on both Spallone Mob along with the horse he's been told to bet on, Shy Smile, but is told that the race is rigged as another horse is going to beat it. Felix helps James by bribing a jockey to ensure Shy Smile wins but loses, taking his earnings, and goes to relax by having a mud bath. However, he overhears a commotion when two gay hitmen, Wit and Kid, attack the jockey for failing at the race, demanding who bribed him. As he refuses to answer, both Wit and Kid wound him with their guns, then drown the jockey in mud. After explaining what happened to Felix, James calls Tiffany to tell her the horse lost their money. She gets a hold of Spring as he calls James back, explaining how he's going to get the money back by going to Las Vegas to play blackjack, as he must earn no more than $5,000, and his traveling expenses will be covered. Felix warns James to be careful, as the dealers watch closely for anyone who tries cheating or using tricks, and the city of Las Vegas is run by the mob, who doesn't like losing a lot of money. James assures Felix to be alright. Landing in Las Vegas, James goes to his hotel room and rests for 4 hours before going to the casino, as he easily wins the money he needs. However, his cover is blown as James tries escaping from Spallone's goons with the aid of a friend of Felix, Correo, a cab driver who does undercover work for the feds. However, he is captured and taken to Spallon's hideout, a ghost town in the desert where he is also storing the stolen diamonds. This will lead James to a final showdown with the Spallon brothers along with Wint and Kid hellbent on killing both James Bond and Tiffany. Diamonds Are Forever was not one of Ian Fleming's best James Bond novels. I found the plot boring and not really that good. Despite the detail of locations, characters, and a short card chase in Las Vegas wasn't enough to make this story any better. I wish Ian put more thought into the plot to really flesh it out and make it more intense and interesting. I also found the one villain, Rosfiro Spain, who owns a ghost town wearing a cowboy outfit, has speakers playing old western piano music, and at one point chases James Bond on a steam train while trying to escape on a rail car was really silly. No big finale to satisfy me. Also, I really didn't like the rest of the characters within the story as they felt flat and offered nothing else to make them more interesting. While it is nice to see Felix again, but the rest of the characters I didn't like. As for the 1971 film of the same name with Sean Connery, I felt was a lot better, improving the story, fleshing some of the characters, ditching the silly humor from the previous James Bond films, which Sean Connery left after being bored and dissatisfied with You Only Live Twice, as Diamonds Are Forever is more violent, dark, and serious while still having its fun moments. Overall, I don't recommend Diamonds Are Forever. If you're curious about this novel, then read it. Just be warned, you might find it a bit on the boring side. However, the film of the same name is a lot better. That's a review today. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, I did not like Dines Forever. As I said, this is just one of the most boring books I've read so far in the James Bond series. Like, it gets off to an interesting start where James Bond's being explained how the diamond business works and then the whole smuggling thing and what he has to do. I thought was interesting, but right after that, I just really found the plot boring. Like they easily capture the guy. Nothing happens to the Frank Peters character that James Bond is supposed to take the place of, but this is one thing I didn't get of the book. In the book, James Bond decides to go by his actual name and not by Frank Peters. I thought, wait, why would you go by your actual name? Like, you're supposed to be going under the name you're supposed to be taking. As later on in the book, the mob boss figures out that James Bond's the agent. He's not really uh, Frank Peters, and there were so many other things I did not like this book. Like, as I said, the characters are like the rest of the characters are just flat and boring. I really didn't like any of them. Like the good guys, the bad guys, they were just all boring. I thought, Ian, could you have come up with some better characters and fleshed them out better? Like, I know that he was inspired. Like, he got the idea after learning about diamond smuggling, which he actually wrote a nonfiction book about, where he got the idea for this James Bond book and the some of the characters. But I just wish there was more to the story. I wish it could have like uncovered something more to the story. Like James Bond uncovers like something else going on besides diamond smuggling and stuff that would have made it more interesting. But the book, to me, it just felt like a breeze. He just goes from one place to the other, easily does what he has to do. There's no challenge. It isn't until towards the end where his cover is blown, and then he's like, now he's really trying to stay alive when he has the Spallone guys after him, along with the two hitmen, Winton Kid. But I really just I found the whole plot boring and then silly at times, like the part where James Bond gets captured by the one Spallone brother, and he takes him to his ghost town he owns, and he's dressed like a cowboy, and he's got speakers playing old western piano music, and James Bond and Tiffany easily escape without any trouble, and they try and basically the Spallone chases after them on a steam train while James Bond and Tiffany are riding a rail car, and then James Bond easily defeats Spallone by simply having the track go a different direction into a dead end, and then he waits for the right moment to shoot Spallone, shoots him, and the train crashes. I thought, really, this is the best you could come up with? You could have had you could have added like another car chase, or even they're being chased in the desert with a shootout. That would have been better. No, that's not in the book, and I wish there was more scenes of Wit and Kid. Like, I really like these two characters from the movie. Like, they were absolutely brutal with their when they killed someone, and they took absolute pleasure in what they did. The book, they only appear a few scenes, and that's it. So that's the one problem that I have with this book, is that we don't get enough of the villains like we did in the other books. Like when the villains made their presence, and they took full advantage of when it was their time in the story. That's what I liked. This one, it was like the book focused like way too much on James Bond and not enough on the villains and other characters and stuff. Um, yeah, I just found this book just really boring. Like it, there is a little short car chase in Vegas, which I did enjoy, but that's about it. The rest of the book I really didn't enjoy at all. As I said, I felt this could have been so much better. As for the film of the same name, this is where the film is better than the book is based on. Like they changed the whole thing where basically these people are smuggling diamonds not for the sole purpose to sell to make money. They're using it to build a weapon, which I thought was really cool. And then it shows more of Wit and Kid in the film, along with bringing back um, in the film series. They changed the rival spy organization from Smirch to Spectre, and they bring Blofeld back. So the film to me it was definitely a lot better than some of the previous James Bond films with Sean Connery. Out of the Sean Connery era, there was only 4 films of him that I enjoyed, and which were really good. Those films were Doctor No, From Russia with Love, Thunderball, and Diamonds Forever. Those were the only 4 I liked. The rest I did not like because once the film series started to do better, the studio decided to make it more kind of more commercial and made them more kind of comedic and less stark and serious. And I felt they got the absolute worst is You Only Live Twice, or as I call it, You Won't See This Twice, where they just absolutely went complete goofy with that movie to the point where it was like watching a live action cartoon, which, as I said earlier in my video, Sean Connery left the James Bond series after that because he was so fed up with the way they were running the series now, where it was now getting goofy, and he absolutely was bored with You Only Live Twice, as that is a terrible film, which I'll save that for my review when I go to review that book of the same name. But anyway, and after what's his name? What's that actor that played James Bond only once? George Lazenby. Yeah, after George Lazenby left the James Bond series after only doing the one film, as he felt he wasn't the right character, which the studio was really mad at him. So they reached out to Sean Connery, and he basically said, "If you want to play James Bond, I'll only do it unless the script is a damn good one." And they sure hell gave them a really good script with Diamonds Forever. So I enjoyed the film a lot more than the book. Alright, that's it for the view today. Hope you enjoyed it. And for the next book in the series, I will begin reading From Russia with Love. I have been told by fans this is where the series starts to get better, and I'm looking forward to reading this and the later books in the series. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and please don't forget to subscribe to October Library, the YouTube channel, and the Facebook group of the same name, placing post a review of fiction. Until then, I'll catch you later.